Mohammed Retmi, welcome to the Inside Giantex podcast. How are you doing?
Thank you. I'm doing very well. Thank you very much.
Did you manage to arrive in time with Giantex?
I did. It was done on time.
Amazing.
Traffic was perfect for me, at least.
Yes.
So all good so far.
And you've been driving from Abu Dhabi, so it's quite a way.
Driving from Abu Dhabi, and then I switched to the metro.
Okay.
Without any issues.
Very smart, man. So you are the VP, Sovereign Cloud at Core42.
Correct.
You've been there for a few years. So talk to me a little about what you do and what your role is, but also talking about Core42 and what is their proposition.
Yeah. So let me start with Core42. So Core42 is a company that is part of G42 Group, and we are at the heart of the AI infrastructure for the country and beyond. So my role at Core42 as the VP of Sovereign Public Cloud is to work hand in hand with Microsoft to build sovereignty on top of a hyperscaler platform, which is Azure. And the idea here is really to allow the customers to leverage the hyperscaler platform while respecting all the rules and the policies of the country when it comes to sovereignty and security.
How many rules do we have here in the UAE?
We have quite a significant number of rules. And by the way, the Cybersecurity Council issued recently an update of some existing policies, about 8, and new additional policies because of the AI and the new upcoming technologies.
So how would the UAE, just for example, help me understand, how would that compare with other countries when it comes to sort of being able to deliver what you need to versus all the regulations and rules that you have to overcome?
We do have a chance to live in UAE for several reasons. First, for the leadership of the country, for the adoption of technology, and also having the regulation that go as fast as the technology. Yeah. So we're not lagging behind. We are in the driving seat. We are an early adopter within UAE. And you can see, for example, if you cross the airport here and you have to stamp your passport, it takes 10 seconds without any document. You go to some well-developed countries in other regions of the world, it will take you 2 hours.
So let's talk a little bit about how you position or how the company is positioning Core42 as really that sort of the backbone or the centerpiece for all things AI and cloud in the region. What are you guys up to?
Well, let me just zoom out at what we do at the group level, at G42 level. Within G42, we are building what we call the intelligence grid, okay, which start really with the data center. And this is what our sister company Khazna is offering, pure data centers here in UAE and also outside of UAE. And then Core42 come on the top to provide the infrastructure, the smart infrastructure, the GPUs, the storage, whatever is needed to build the sovereign cloud and the AI clouds.
Yeah.
Then we have other sister companies on the top, like Inception, building the LLM, the large language model, and also CPX, securing all the infrastructure that we have. And then we have other sister companies come in with vertical know-how.
Okay.
We have M42 in the healthcare business. We have Presight, more on the smart city, safe city, and so on. We have Space42, more on the geolocalization business, helping the defense business to really locate the asset and all of this. And we have other sister companies. Why those sister companies are really important into the ecosystem? Because they master the vertical business. Okay. This is where the use cases...
That specialization.
Exactly.
So if you were to sort of give me 3 words that would describe the positioning of Core42, what would those 3 words be?
Smart, sovereign, infrastructure.
I love it. So everyone's talking about AI. I mean, we've been talking about it for a number of years. It's nothing new. So what are you doing differently versus all the other players globally, not just regionally?
Look, when it came to the global players, we are partnering with some of them. So for example, to build the sovereign public cloud, we partnered with Microsoft. So Microsoft is bringing the Azure platform, the hyperscaler platform. Okay. And Core42 is building on the top that layer, an entry layer around the sovereignty on the top. And this is our own application that we developed to allow the public sector and regulated customers to leverage the hyperscaler platform with no compromise on security and sovereignty. So this is an example on how the global and the local are partnering together to offer this type of offering, which is the sovereign public cloud. And of course, we partner with other global partners like the NVIDIA, the AMD, Qualcomm, and others to build the AI cloud in country and outside of the country.
Very nice. So when it comes to cloud versus on-premise, because on-premise seems to offer a lot of security, right, and sort of protection.
Yeah.
How would you overcome some of these type of questions around security and safety of the data?
That's a very good question. If we had this discussion, for example, 10 years ago, and we talked to the public sector about the public cloud, they will be really taking distance.
Yes.
Because all I trust is my data center, my on-prem infrastructure, and that's it.
Yes.
Now the mindset has changed because we are bringing more security and more sovereignty even on the hyperscaler platform. And this is our role with the sovereign public cloud within Core42. Now, when it comes to the private cloud, we still offer those services because we still have some national sensitive customers that need the data to stay in country, that need the operation to be done in country, that need the technology to be independent from any foreign state or whatever. So we do have in our offer cloud offering, the sovereign public cloud, and also the private cloud, which we call signature cloud. So we have both offering, and depending on the data classification of the customers, if it's secret, top secret data, we recommend the private cloud.
Nice.
If it's open, confidential, even sensitive data, we can still put them on the sovereign public.
So let's talk about some of these clients that you mentioned. Can you give me a sort of a real world example of how you brought Core42 to life and the impact that it's made in the AI space?
Yeah. Look, we have plenty of customers. And again,
congratulations.
Thank you very much. Back to what you mentioned earlier about the public sector. Here's the public sector in the country is really amazing. They are really in very advanced state compared to other public sector outside of UAE. So we have been working with Abu Dhabi government for several projects. Could be the sovereign public cloud, the private cloud, and also with our platform Compass, which is the platform helping the customer to leverage the different LLM in a sovereign and secure mode and so on. We have also strong customers with very strict requirements when it comes to data from the finance and the FSI business.
Okay.
And also the same when it comes to the healthcare. So we have been working a lot with some healthcare institutions in Abu Dhabi and outside to really host some critical patient data on the sovereign public cloud platform. So it's across all the sectors and the verticals. So it's not something that is limited to one sector or vertical. AI will touch all of them. And we are here to support all these verticals.
Nice. So as a follow-up, the natural follow-up question is, you mentioned a lot of different verticals, healthcare, finance. What are the industries that you think will be completely redefined by AI in the next couple of years?
Look, I think all of them.
And give me the top three that comes to mind. I want something. Give me those insights.
Well,
Mohammed Retmi, come on. I'm going to push you.
So we mentioned some examples on the government, on the finance, and also on the healthcare. So there is no limit for the believe me. So for example, when the electricity was created, was to have light. We ended up by having laptops that needs electricity, phones needing electricity. And so we know some use cases as of today, but the unknown use cases that would come in the future will be more and more. So back to your question, I'm not avoiding your point. So it will be on all the verticals, all of them. Every, I would say, sector, the education sector will be impacted. The healthcare sector will be impacted positively, of course. The government and all the entities will be impacted. For example, you mentioned about the government or the public sector. Where we are having, 10 seconds to exit, because we are having computer vision, helping to process the data in a very quick manner, in trusted manner, and so on, so that the gate gets opened in an airport in a few seconds.
Is that the main way that you're sort of supporting sort of the national and governmental interests in the public sector, or are there other ways that you are supporting as Core42?
Not only, again, the number of use cases is unlimited, really unlimited. By sector. It's not really something that only the public sector will benefit from and so on. So all sectors will take benefit from the AI with the different...
You're working closely with them, the government, in terms of developing those AI strategies?
Of course, that's the case. Sometimes we start with proof of concept because we have to convert this customer pain point to real use case. And then the use case, what are the technology touch points that help with the use case before we reach that we need X GPUs, X storage, and this type of LLM and so on. So we always start from where is the need, what's the customer pain point before we talk about the infrastructure.
Very nice. So what is that one insight that you would love to bring to the table based on your own experience as an individual or from Core42? What's that one insight that you think that really resonates with you or with the company that you work with?
I think the only insight, and I'm here double clicking on my own role, sorry for this, it's AI is a must. It's not a nice to have, but we have really to pay attention to the security and sovereignty. So it's not, we have to play with AI everywhere and with whomever and so on.
Yeah.
I think we have to choose our partners. We have to choose the right technology.
Yes.
Because the data is a gold mine. So if our data are accessible left and right, we may have good use, leveraging the use cases, but maybe in difficulties if we are not having the right secure and sovereign platforms that are supporting these use cases.
I mean, outsourcing all of the sort of the data storage requirements to AI and having them sort of call the shots. How far away are we from that happening?
So as long as the customers are having partners like Core42 in this journey, they can be sure that their data will stay sovereign and secure while they can benefit from the technologies, the AI use cases, the hyperscaler platforms, and all these technologies.
Amazing. Last question I have for you. What are you expecting from GITEX this year? What are you counting?
GITEX on yearly basis. So in GITEX, we demonstrate to our customers on where we are. Keep them a bit updated on all the portfolio that has been developed during the past years and what's coming in the next years. We are here also to confirm our partnerships with some top technology partners on worldwide basis. And we are here also to network. So business is about people, and we are here to meet people.
Are you a people's person?
I will let you decide at the end of this.
I will tell you 100% that you are. Look, I think that's such an important thing that, yes, we're surrounded by amazing developments in AI and technology, but we cannot ever forget the importance of that human-to-human contact.
Agreed.
And building on those relationships, because at the end of the day, what's left for us if we're not able to have those relationships? Mohammed Retmi, thank you so much for being part of Inside GITEX. I wish you all the very best, and inshallah, we will see you very soon.
Inshallah. Thank you very much. Thanks.